Alright, so welcome back, and the first thing I'm going to do is import HK foot placement into our project, which is from the repository available in the description. I'll keep a link for that. To get HK foot placement, you head to the asset store, search for foot icon, and there's our foot placement version 2. Make sure to get it. It's quite cheap compared to other advanced AAA solutions on the asset store. I think there is only another competitor I have, which is like iStep, but I've already, I think, done much better than what it does. Anything that you think is not good enough, just let me know so I can get above that as well. Alright, so here we have the package and we can import it as everything is going in nicely without getting replaced. We get an error right away, and that's because we have player interactions in both the folders, Hamza Khan and HK Fps. Before I did not know that we can specify a namespace for the input actions script which gets generated, but now I know, so I'm just going to do it right now in front. Here we go, and I'm just going to paste in that. Alright, now we will see no more errors, and we are ready to test out stuff or actually start using it. So we're going to prepare HK FPS for HK foot placement to work with it. So we need to go to the player model, which has the animator, and open up the animator. Enable IK pass on the first layer. Add HK foot placement script to it. Then set the layers to default ground on the ground layer and the foot layer. And here you have all the settings, bunch of settings, and they're nicely organized as well. So let's hit play to give this a test. As you can see, the foot should be already working and placing. So let me create a cube. Yes, so you can see it's aligning, but there's something that's troubling it, and that is actually the knife held area, which is causing the issue. It has a box collider and it's on the default layer. That's the issue. So all we need to do is change the layer of the knife held object. So to do so, we are going to come out of play mode, change the layer to weapon. I'm going to be updating the repository, so by the time you see this video, it's already gonna be fixed, hopefully. So as you can see, IK is already in place, and on the stairs, the player looks pretty neat. Now let's move over to this slope here to highlight a bug that occurs. So as you can see, this odd movement, it only will occur when you walk on slopes. Now why does this happen? It's specifically due to the way we are using HK foot placement. So we disable sloping type because it actually talks with the spine or tries to take control over the spine, but it can't do that because our spine is already taken over by animation rigging, causing the odd movement. So we need to fix that by just disabling it. Simple. And you can see there's no more issues. Everything is as normal it was before. It's just that the feet and the body are going to move up and down to align with the surface nice and adaptively. So as you can see on the stairs, I can look at my own feet and they make quite sense to be put there. So the third thing we need to do is use the crouching behavior and change it based on the crouching state of our player. And this actually helps preventing the odd thing that occurs when the player crouches and IK is enabled, because IK pushes the feet up as well. And that done on the stairs with crouch will cause the leg to go above the limits. To fix that, we're going to enable this when we crouch. I'm going to go to the player manager and just add a reference for this IK script, which is called HK foot placement, and it's under the namespace HK foot placement, and that's it. Just take a simple name for it. And then in the update system section, we're just going to go below the update audio system area and just say HK foot placement dot enable crouching behavior and set it to the locomotion dot is crouching. So if you're crouching, enable it. If you're not crouching, disable it. Now Let's give it a try. And oh, I just forgot to assign the reference. That's it. Now everything should work, and this should be changing. As you can see, when you crouch, it's enabled. We extend, it's disabled. So here, let's have a look at the crouching behavior in flow. So let's crouch. As you can see, it it moves the body upwards to make it fit, as you can see here as well. Now, when the crouching tolerance is at number 1, that is just like turning off the crouching mode. So let me show you how it would look if you would disable the crouching and not actually modify it. So that's not looking good, right? And 0 would mean 100% the body is going to follow the offset applied to the higher foot. So it's like a blend between the lower foot and the higher foot. By default, the IK system always does the lower foot, but when you enable it, it goes to the higher foot instead, and then blends between the two based on that crouching. Alright, so we are going to be using some more features that are included in this. We have the step effects, which is very advanced. It might also confuse you, but it uses a scriptable object, which is unifying the system. So just assign the correct bones, and if you want, this blend terrain sounds is going to instantiate 2 sounds when there are 2 textures, and maybe 3 if there are 3, because terrain can blend textures, right? Anyway, so we're just going to call the events from the on left foot start event and the on right foot start. Make sure to use the dynamic one because we need to send data in. Alright, nothing to do with the advanced settings yet. Now, as we move around, you will notice that some decals are getting spawned, and well, they're not very visible on the black surface, but they surely are there. And make sure that decals is enabled in your project if you don't have that, but that's already included in the HK Fps project by default. So on slopes as well, we can see that we have this decal, which is pretty nice, and surely we are also getting some concrete audio, but we're not setting up any of the surface things, because that you can actually watch the other tutorials on HK foot placements, step effects and things. Alright, so just make sure to enable foot IK, because that's going to improve our animations, fixing foot issues by enabling, and many more things, to make sure that the auto foot effect actually works every time we put our foot. Sometimes it doesn't work because the foot does not come all the way to 0 on the height that we're comparing it with, which is the player's height. That's how we are testing for it. So to be able to do so, the animation needs to be pretty nice, because then only will match the thresholds defined in the HK foot placement script, which is available through the inspector in the footstep event section. So as we can see that most of the animation areas, they already are okay. But as you can see, the forward crouching did not have any effects, but the backward does. And sideways has nothing. So we can just modify the animations and stuff like that. So I'm going to tweak a lot of things, and I'm going to speed up the video from here on, because by the time you anyway get it, by the time you watch the video, I'm going to have pushed the changes up to GitHub, and if you will update your project, then you should be fine to go. Alright, so now we just want to make sure that we set the stop threshold to 0.05 because that fits this character's animations. The rest I've done the tweaking and everything already. Now to remove the old animation event based footstep sound, just comment out the invoke of the method, or you can just delete that completely and then fix the errors yourself, which is going to be quite simple. But anyway, that's it. And now we have audio effects, everything based automatically without any animation events as well. It's AAA quality, super smooth, and works with almost every humanoid character, actually every humanoid character, and uses the built-in IK. Surely gonna be making a universal IK sooner or later, but you can see the features and everything, and I hope that you buy this. It helps. It's like supporting me as well. Make sure to join on Patreon, like and subscribe. We've got 4 or 5 stars and 8 hearts. Thanks for watching.